Yo, what's good? Welcome to another show. I'm Sid and we're finally back with another Tom MacDonald video. This one I think is quite old. I think it's like 6 or 7 years old. It's called Hangman. I'm expecting it to be kind of moody just based on this first frame and the fact that it's called Hangman. But I do know that he has some darker songs, so I'm pretty hyped to check this one out. Ignore how many layers I've got on. Here in the UK it's very cold right now and I would rather wear 3 hoodies than put the heating on and have to pay for that. So, I know I look like an idiot, but it is what it is. Yeah, I feel like we can talk a bit more as it goes along. Maybe we'll break down some of the bars, pause it, go back a little bit. But until then, let's get it.
This a warning for the ones who say they aren't afraid. Lately I've been coming from a darker place. I've been dealing with depression, I'm more dangerous than ever. I've been drinking again and never felt better. I swear to God that I'ma burn a bridge and piss on the flames. Mix the ash with some whiskey and spit it all in their face. My new girl probably flip if you got something to say. She reminds me of myself when I would drink every day. I used to feel like
Okay, so straight away you can tell this is the dark song. Like it's about him and his emotional state, where he's at in life. 7 years ago, probably wasn't doing quite as well as he is today. His videos now get like millions of views. He's making more than enough to be comfortable. I don't know if the person he's referencing here, the girlfriend, is Nova, who is his current fiance or wife or something like that. I know they're together at the minute. I don't know if this is like what he's talking about, who he's talking about then. He's talking about drinking a lot, so clearly not in the best of places. I can relate to that for sure. This, I don't think is going to be one of his more political songs. This is definitely going to be like more about like him, how he feels in that moment, which is sick. Like not the emotional state itself, but the fact that he's able to express it in this way. So I think we'll run it back a little bit. Let's just start from the beginning. Let's do it one more time. Okay, here we go.
this a warning for the ones who say they aren't afraid. Lately I've been coming from a darker place. I've been dealing with depression, I'm more dangerous than ever. I've been drinking again and never felt better. I swear to God that I'ma burn a bridge and piss on the flames. Mix the ash with some whiskey and spit it all in their face. My new girl probably flip if you got something to say. She reminds me of myself when I would drink every day. I used to feel like how I felt was just a temporary phase, but now I feel like the feelings are fucking feeding off fame. And I don't plan to slow down to give it a second to breathe. I push the pedal past the breaking point, I'm picking up speed. In 2016, swear I came apart at the seams. I was scared of the dark and therefore afraid of my dreams. But I rebuilt what came apart with iron, alloy, and beams. Come fly a plane into my legs and I won't fall to my knees. Haven't taken.
Damn, okay. So 7 years ago from now was 2017. So I guess he's talking about things that happened to him in the recent past from where he was then. This is interesting. The production is not nearly as good as it is in his more recent stuff. And again, I've only watched the stuff that he put out in like 2020, 2021. So, but you can see what I'm saying is that you can see there's a clear progression. Like I know that he makes his own beats. So the style that he's gone for here, it feels a little bit like the mixing maybe isn't as polished as it is today. Some of the beat choices, some of the production choices maybe aren't as like put together. And you can sort of tell, but considering I've seen stuff that he made after this, it's clear that there is like a development in skill. Like he's put himself together. Even his rhyme schemes are a little bit more complex now, and the things that he does are more polished, if that makes sense. But no, I like this a lot. I feel like the song will affect a lot of people. Like it will hit people, and they'll respect and appreciate where he's coming from, which is cool. Okay, let's keep going.
With iron, alloy, and beams. Come fly a plane into my legs and I won't fall to my knees. Haven't taken any pills to calm me down for a month. I'm on the edge and I'm waiting for any reason to jump. Don't take it lightly, I'm excited when they throw in the punch. I got a list of different strategies to bury these bumps. Very rarely do I carry out a weight of a grudge, but I've been barely ordinary since the prairies and drugs. My imaginary friends in camouflage with some guns, and I've been fairly military, but my army is one. They've been passive aggressive with how they deal with my message. They lack the passion and reckless nature of truthful expression. They ain't made of what I'm made from.
That was kind of well put together. I like that. That was nice. Let's check that again. Passive aggressive.
And I've been fairly military, but my army is one. They've been passive aggressive with how they deal with my message. They lack the passion and reckless nature of truthful expression. They ain't made.
Like that kind of has the spiritual miracle kind of like flow pattern a little bit, but at the same time, the actual words that he's saying have meaning and merit, and it sort of goes beyond that. But this is what I'm saying, like there's definitely like a more simplistic style on display here. 7 years ago, I don't know how far into his career he was, but putting out a video like this, putting the song together, producing the beat yourself, like, you know, I don't know, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I dislike it. I actually really like this song a lot. I'm just saying that it is, compared to the other stuff I've heard, maybe a bit more simple. And the beat isn't really my type of beat, to be honest, but, you know, it's not my song, so I don't get a say. But I do like this, and I can, like, sort of attached myself to some of these ideas. He's talking about drinking a lot and taking drugs and feeling like he's in a bad place, but putting all of that into the music and finding success. And now there's a little bit of him that's maybe torn between, do I keep singing about this? Do I keep rapping about this theme, this thing that I'm feeling and stay in that negative place? Or do I use it to push myself forward and do things that are better, that are happier, that are more in my lane where I want to be rather than where I am right now? Which is a sick message. Right, let's get it.
Of what I'm made from, they've been bruised up and dented. They don't understand the underhanded, ruthless obsession that I was born with. Slam like the door sticks. Closet full of skeletons so heavy couldn't move them with a forklift. Your bitch probably fell in love cause you forced it. Now she bumped my records while you deep inside a porn binge. I woke up with a buzzing in my head. I don't wanna leave the comfort of my bed. A dozen missed calls from a dozen of my friends, and my day just started, but it's coming to an end. Already getting dark. Wake up with the stars. I don't even know how I got home after I left the bar. Yeah, I did 8 months sober, and I hate that it's over, but the weight on my shoulders started breaking my heart.
That is both a powerful, like, set of bars, but also feels more like the music that he made later, like he's going to make in a few years from now. Like that kind of energy, those sort of layered vocals. Yeah, that feels more familiar, that part. Like he's developing a style in the middle of this song that I am recognizing as someone who's only heard a couple of his songs from a little bit further into his career.
The stars, I don't even know how I got home after I left the bar. Yeah, I did 8 months sober, and I hate that it's over, but the weight on my shoulders started breaking my heart. I started out with 1 or 2, and then I moved to 3 or 4, and then I realized that I was back where I had been before. Ativan's gone missing from the bottle. Tell my doctor they were stolen, but I know that they were swallowed. Everything I ever did was always done with open throttles. All the way or nothing, non-commitment is a broken promise. And I know that that's a problem in itself, but you're living or you're dying or you're crying out for help. Yeah, it's been a week since I felt like me. I've been starving, but I just...
I think the subtitles are wrong there. It's been a week since you felt like meat, or like me, as in yourself. Myself, me, meat self. I feel like the subtitles did him a bit dirty there. Yeah, I think this is interesting because he raps, in songs that I've heard, he raps about how people who do drugs and rap about it and flex on how much they can take and what they're doing are not worth like paying attention to, that the music they make has a negative impact on the world. And here he's talking about drugs and he's singing about the things that he's done, the drink and the addictions that he has, but he's talking about them in a much more negative light, where he's saying, I wish I could go back to when I was sober. I wish I could like let go of this, but over time I'm letting it build back up until eventually I'm in that dark place again, like I'm back where I started, which is an interesting way to approach a song like this and the themes in it, because he could have easily just said, yeah, like I'm a rapper, I drink lean, I take this, I'm on Xans. But instead he sort of describes that process of stepping back into addiction, which I think is like a powerful message that more people should probably hear, or at the very least try to sing about in their own music. Juice WRLD is a good example of someone who knew that he was in that state and he talked about it, but he was so dependent on them that there was this kind of back and forth in his head that went into the music of, I know this is the worst thing ever, but it helps me find the musical side of myself. It helps me feel creative. And even though he knew it wasn't true, he still kind of was on the fence, and his music, I think, reflects that more than a lot of other rappers today. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you disagree. I don't know. Let's run it back a little bit.
Fans gone missing from the bottle. Tell my doctor they were stolen, but I know that they were swallowed. Everything I ever did was always done with open throttles. All the way or nothing, non-commitment is a broken promise. And I know that that's a problem in itself, but you're living or you're dying or you're crying out for help. Yeah, it's been a week since I felt like me. I've been starving, but I just can't eat. I'm exhausted, but I can't find sleep. It's been harder than it's ever been. The darkness hasn't ever dimmed, the light's so bleak. I never understood what they meant when they said that they were just the shadows of men that they had been before
Yo, at this point in his career, he's younger than I am. Damn, bro. Mad. I feel like I got a long way to go before I reach anywhere near the level that this man is on. Wow. Considering how he feels about himself in this moment and the age that he is and the things that he wants to achieve but feels like he hasn't and that he's being pulled backwards, I would say that he is probably doing better than he thinks. And he obviously proved himself, like, in the long run. He proved that his music would shine through and he would become the artist that people like and respect today. And while some of his views maybe I disagree with, you can't, like, dispute the fact that he is a talented musician. Like, his production, his lyricism, the way he puts music together and music videos, and like there is definitely like raw talent there that he has honed and focused and built over like however long he's been doing this. And it's almost 7 years ago this song came out. So yeah, he stuck with it, and I'm proud of him for that. So yeah, he's controversial in a lot of ways. Like, people disagree with him. He says things that maybe offend or insult people that they disagree with, which is totally fine, right? That's the way art works, is you put something out there, people either accept it or reject it. And if they reject it, they criticize it. It is what it is. But this song in particular, I think is more personal, so it has a broader appeal and it will connect with more people. Just my opinion.
Stress is a contributing factor to being 28 and feeling older than dad does. The wrinkles on my face spreading faster and faster. If the good die young, I hope I'm one of the bad ones. The day's long, stay strong and try again tomorrow though. Even if you're running out of reasons to ignore the phone. Even if you're running out of gas, go and borrow more. Your demons knock the hardest when you finally chose to close the door. This is not the way my parents raised me. I hope they realize that they didn't fail one of their babies. This is the result of a declining social climate that's original design was keeping people trapped inside it. Liquor and violence, we suffer in silence until we embrace one another and find our collective defiance will topple the giants. I just try to smile through the crying, cause I know that someone somewhere is feeling way worse than I am, and that's true. That's true.
Valid. So he took it off at the end. Okay. So I felt like he was going to go the other way with that. Thematically, it made sense. He was on the edge. Like, he felt like he was going to... But he made that choice to step back, to reevaluate, to start again. And I think that that is a powerful message, that will shine through. And I don't know how many views this video has. 2.3 million. So not even close to the peak that he's at now, or wherever he gets millions, right? Like 5, 10, sometimes more million. So this song, I think, deserves more attention, for sure. People who like it probably know, people who know it probably love it, but, you know, it should probably be shared more, this message. It's probably in some of his other music too, like this theme probably continues. I think I've seen other videos of his, one where he's talking to himself, and himself is like a demon, and it's like the good side and the bad side, and he's fighting against his addiction. So it definitely is like a recurring theme throughout his life and his career. But yeah, this was a good song, I think, to come back to Tom MacDonald. It's like politically neutral, so I can respect it. I can just appreciate the music and the production and the style and the lyricism more so than like breaking down into individual things and going, oh yes, this makes sense, or no, I don't agree with this. This was fun. I like this. I've got a few more Tom MacDonald songs on my watch list, but if you have specific suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I went to his channel and I saw that there is a playlist with 105 music videos in it. I think I've checked out like 4 or 5 maybe total. So if there's a specific one you want me to check out, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just keep picking random ones. But I'm happy to check out more of this guy's music because despite all the controversies, I quite like it, to be honest. But yeah, if you enjoyed my reaction, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell. You can stay up to date every time I post new stuff. And yeah, I hope you're all having a great day and that you are able to evaluate and choose life and push yourself forward and take that step in the right direction. And I will see you all tomorrow or whenever, and I hope you're having a great day. Peace.